great. He has a great radio.
You got a great radio
You
voice.
and B-Rad are going to harmonize so beautifully together.
I'm just going to keep the headphones off. I don't want to hear myself.
Do y'all mind if how long do we have until we start? Do y'all mind if
Ask Dan, real quick.
how long do we have until we start?
We're going to start like literally right now.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
Talk in that mic real quick.
Check.
I'm not hearing Alex.
Hello? Hello?
There we go.
Got me?
All right. Perfect.
Okay, I think we are ready. This is part one. Whoops. Part one. And we are here, and here we go. The intro's on, and 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Small Business Showcase, where small businesses get the spotlight they deserve and not just the sales pitch. I'm your host, B-Rad, and this week I'm not flying solo. With me in the booth is my co-host, and one of the most solid dudes you'll meet in the movie industry, Alex from Super Movie Brothers. How you doing today, bro?
Hey, doing good, B-Rad. Thanks for having me on, bud.
Of course. Now, these guys don't just lift boxes, they lift standards. When they say we want to be your movers for life, they mean it. Because basically, like what Michael Scott says in The Office, we treat them like family, right?
Yes, yes. And we want everybody to be family with us. We want everybody to know they have a name they can trust, and they can pass that name to their friends, their family, without a doubt. They know we're going to be there for them.
And how long have you guys been in business now?
So we're going into 7 years now.
7 years.
7 years in the business. And me doing moving about 8 or 9 years.
When did you officially put that tool belt down permanently?
Yeah, that was in 2018. In 2018, it just got too much work on the moving end. I couldn't do it anymore, doing HVAC and moving. So thank you everybody for all the work. And Colorado Springs really helped me to put that tool belt down.
So you've moved everything from businesses to breakups. What's the one thing you've learned about people through all this? Because you see them in their dark times too.
Yeah. The thing I've learned is everybody has that moment in moving where it's just so stressful that the worst comes out in them. You know, it's we want to take that stress away so that person never comes out. So you're still happy, go lucky, and in a happy mood when you get into your new home or wherever you're going off to. But yeah, we know how it is with moving. It's stressful and it brings the worst out of people sometimes.
So with it bringing the worst out in people and just being stressful, let's settle this. Who packs better? The clients who swear they got it handled, or you guys?
Yeah, so clients always going to say that they do. But trust us, we know what we're doing. As far as packing boxes, we know what we're doing. And when it comes to packing the truck, no one can beat us. We are Tetris masters. We are trained in this art. We really look at this as an art.
So if I were to bring a Nintendo in right now, you'd be able to beat Dr. Mario.
Ironically, yes. Yes, I mean, bring any game in, I'll kill it.
Okay, Skyrim.
Skyrim, I'll play that for hours. I'll probably get lost, but yeah.
Takes you to another world.
Yeah, I lost the plot.
So, if I was moving and I hand you my dogs and my entire vinyl collection, would all of that be safe, or would I want to take the dogs away or something?
Did you say hand me your dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not giving you your dogs back.
I'm
I'm a dog
back.
person. Yeah, you hand me your dog, it's staying with me, it's going to a loving home. Yeah, but no, we don't move any living animals. We've had people try to have us move snakes and reptiles, fish. Sorry, we don't do any living animals. We handle furniture. And you can trust that it is in good hands with us.
But the aquarium, the reptiles, they're in furniture. They're in that, aquarium stand.
Yeah, you're trying to blur the lines there. You should have been a lawyer, B-Rad.
You're not the first one to tell me that either.
Yeah, you're digging for a loophole there. But
So
you're the reason I had to come up with a contract.
So animals and pianos, then.
Yeah, animals, and we do have a weight limit of 350 pounds an item. Usually the only things over that weight limit are pianos, pool tables, and gun safes.
Pool tables are such a pain to move.
I tell you, they're fun, but we don't want to move them.
I used to own a piano, and then when I found out how hard it was to move it into my home when I was moving, I put it up for sale. I was not moving
Yeah,
it.
you'll find people giving them away for free. Like, just come and take it, please. Yeah,
And you're thinking you're got a gold mine until you're moving it.
yeah, exactly. You're like, all right, who's gonna help me move this? All
Not
right.
Alex.
No. Went through that too many times. I tell you, I still have nightmares.
I do not doubt that at all.
Yeah.
So, with today, every guest brings in real art, healing, hustle, and personality. So this show is about the story behind the grind, as Alex is talking about here, with the different things he does and doesn't do from experience. And every one of today's guests has built something that speaks louder than a logo ever could. You're going to hear from a tattoo artist turning horror into high art, a nonprofit making cancer battles a little less lonely, and a jewelry queen bringing joy and sparkle to the world. This is exactly why we do what we do. Also, don't sleep. Someone listening right now is going to walk away with 4 general admission tickets to a Vibes baseball game. Woo! I'll drop the code before the end of the show. And we're not done. We've got Buck Cherry concert tickets as well as other concerts at Sunshine Studios coming in a future episode, and even more concert giveaways later this month. Stick around because this summer is going to be wild.
Yes, sir.
So first guest that we're going to bring on is going to be Selma with Sue's Gift. This nonprofit is on a mission offering financial aid, peer mentoring, chemo comfort bags, integrative therapy, and critical support to Colorado women facing gynecologist cancers. Their mantra, no woman battles cancer alone. And everyone hears about breast cancer, but no one really hears about this type of cancer. So it is with my pleasure to invite Selma on today. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing great. So you recently just became the new director of Sue's Gift, correct?
I did, January 1st.
So what-
Started off new.
What do you think of it so far?
It's fantastic, you know, it brings so much joy, helping other people who are facing these really scary diagnoses, especially a lot of people don't talk about it, so you very much feel alone a lot of the times, and to let people know we have a whole community out here of people who have walked in your shoes, who know what you're going through, and are here to lift you up and help you through it.
Now, a lot of people hear about breast cancer, but they don't hear about this stuff. Can you give us a little bit of a background on gynecologist cancer?
So gynecologic cancers are, there's 5 main types. There's ovarian, fallopian, uterine, vaginal, cervical, vulvar.
Wow.
And the scariest part about it is that there's only screening for one of those cancers, which is cervical cancer. So everything else, you really just have to really, really be in tune with your body, know what's normal for you, what's not normal for you, go to your doctor, advocate 100%, you know, keep pushing until they listen and do tests that can find anything, because the majority of the time you can't decide if it's cancer or not until you're in surgery. So, I mean,
so
to get to that point sometimes takes 6 months, some takes 9 months, you know, it's pretty intense. And because of that, a lot of times it gets diagnosed late stage. So, I mean, as with anything, when you get diagnosed later stage, you know, things are kind of against you at that point. So we're trying to do, you know, as much as you can advocate for yourself. Awareness is best, because if you can get diagnosed in an early stage, you have a 90% chance of making it to that 5-year survival rate, which is huge. So,
Have you heard about this before, Alex, at all?
No, it blew my mind that there was so many other cancers that just go untested that we didn't even know.
Yeah.
And
It's
what
scary.
do you recommend, you know?
Well, you know, knowing the symptoms, when they say, you know, it whispers. So, like, the symptoms are persistent bloating, eating less and feeling full quicker, or change in bathroom habits, like going to the bathroom more, exhaustion, which just those things, how many times a day do you feel that, or weeks or months, you know? So, really, really knowing what's not normal for you. If it persists past 2 weeks, get to a doctor. Push, you know.
I feel like, you know, some people would kind of write that off as kind of normal, you know, just kind of more tired
Absolutely.
than normal, and this is kind of normal, but just kind of brush it off.
Yeah, and I mean, it's easy to make excuses.
Right.
So I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in August of 2021.
Oh my God.
And leading up to it, I did that because it was COVID, and I worked in elementary school. So of course I'm tired. Like, we're washing hands all the time, and we're doing this, and well, I'm going to the bathroom more, but maybe I'm drinking more water and doing good and paying attention. You know, like, I had reasons for everything.
Right.
And when I finally went to the doctor, even at that, my doctor was like, well, you know, you're probably starting menopause. And I was like, what? Like, that's, no.
So even the doctor's almost brushing it off.
Yeah, you know, I mean, luckily I went to another doctor after that who, like, immediately heard all the things that I was saying and knew exactly what was happening. And she ran more tests, got me straight to a doctor. I mean,
good. Wow, that's
and
crazy.
even at that, she said, if it's cancer, I think we caught it early. And I was like, oh, fantastic. Thinking like stage 1, stage 2, maybe. Yeah, I was stage 3C. So it was already advanced.
Oh my God.
But we thought we caught it early.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those really
and you
fast
didn't,
moving cancers, you know.
Yeah, you didn't even notice like a big difference
Yeah.
or anything, and it just crept up on you.
Yeah, it does. It's so fast. So I mean, it's
And in 2021, is that what got you in touch with Sue's Gift?
it did. Yeah, I started volunteering. We do holiday boxes. And so people
Holiday
do
boxes.
crafts that we can send to survivors around the holidays because everybody needs to pick me up sometimes.
Yeah.
So I did crafts for that. And then the following year, I became a peer mentor. So when you're a year out from your own treatment, you can be trained to mentor a newly diagnosed patient with the same cancer type. Just, you know, to kind of walk along with the people who don't know what's coming. You know, is this normal? Is this not normal? My doctor said this. Does that sound right? You know, like we don't give medical advice. We just say, you know, this is what I've heard or based on my experience, you know, kind of stuff. And then I became a board member after that, and
Wow.
kind of just doing more. I wanted to raise awareness so much because I felt just like, how did I not know? I had every single symptom and I didn't know. Like I didn't want anybody else that I knew to have to feel that way. So I just jumped full feet in, and whatever they asked me to do, I did it. And
That's
now,
amazing.
you know, luckily they trust me enough to lead everybody to continue trying to raise efforts of awareness. And we help with financial assistance during treatment. So everything that we're raising is going straight back to survivors and patients currently in the state.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, financial help and everything.
Yeah.
So you help them when they're struggling to take care of rent and groceries, stuff like that?
yep, the application process, you know, we just want to make sure that we're helping the people who need it. So there is an application process. But yeah, we help, you know, if you need to pay your grocery bill, you need to pay your household bills, gas to get to treatment, you know. However, we can try to make this journey a little bit easier and less scary. You know, that's where we're trying to step in.
That's cool.
Did you, you have that golf thing coming up too, right?
We do. We have a charity golf tournament happening on June 23rd at Cheyenne Shadows Golf Course on Fort Carson. It's going to be a really fun day. We have a bunch of challenges, a hole in 2, the best putting challenge, longest drive, and we have a new challenge this year. It's a Whack-A-Hood.
What is that?
So Diamond Hail and Dent is one of our sponsors for our golf tournament this year, and they're bringing out a hood to put on the green. You can practice, and we have different spots. If you can get the spots, you get, you know, a little incentive from Diamond Hail and Dent for, you know, fix your dings on your doors and great stuff like that. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So lunch will be provided afterwards, and it's really, you know, we are raising awareness. We are trying to raise funds, but we're also having a great time on the golf course instead of in an office, you know, trying to have a fun Monday.
Heck yeah.
While
How's
we,
your
you
golf
know,
game?
no, I do not golf. The club is like as tall as me. I'm pretty short. I don't think I can even swing that. But I do like going out there and, you know, watching everybody else play. And, you know, one of our favorite holes is our heckle hole. So you can pay to have people heckled, or you can pay to not be heckled yourself.
Oh my God.
Which, you know, it always adds a little
going
something
there.
extra.
I'm going there.
So, the Small Business Showcase gave Brandy Nunez for you guys 10 general admission tickets for Vibes V12 game to give away.
Thank you.
Of course. And what are the other sponsors that you have for this golf course
So
tournament?
we have Amnet is our title sponsor. They do IT for businesses. We have Sparks Wilson, lawyers. Brand Ascension is one of our whole sponsors. The Next S is just a office share type thing, which is really fantastic. That's where we're housed out of. They do great work. You know, you can book your office space by days, months, you know, whatever you need. Trying to think, I didn't write down all the sponsors that we have. But we have fantastic sponsors who just come out and support us, you know,
y'all got a
as
lot
much as they can. They really truly believe in our mission, and we could not do anything without them. You know.
What inspired you to get involved?
Well, I was inspired by my personal journey. I was diagnosed in 2021, and just knowing, I didn't know that people survived ovarian cancer. I thought it was very much a death sentence. And when I realized that there was a whole community of people who not only were survived, but some were 20 years out from their diagnosis, I thought, okay, like I don't have to die. Like this will be fine, and I can make it through. And it gave me that little extra push I needed to get through my treatment. And after that, I just felt like I needed to be somebody who was helping other people have that feeling and get through their own treatment. So
We're definitely glad you're here. How has the look on life changed from having that diagnosis to now? Because everyone, always has a different outlook now.
I definitely tried to be less stressed. You know, it was something I used to work on a lot before. I have my body's always trying to tell me not to stress. I have overactive muscles in my lower back, so I have to like constantly keep it a little bit down. And after that diagnosis, it's like, meh, I don't care. That's fine. Whatever. Like, it's not a big deal. You know, if I can't control it, I'm not gonna. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I struggle. I like to be in control, but it's definitely teaching me that it's okay not to be, you know. Things are going to happen the way they're going to happen, and the majority of the time, it ends up being perfectly fine, and I just stressed for nothing. So that's kind of where I'm working at.
If it's not going to worry you 5 years from now, don't worry about it now.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, things are going to change anyway, so it's all good.
So we know that you got the 5K in September.
Yes.
And because November you guys do the casino nights.
Yes.
Any other events that you do for this year?
Those are the last ones. We do partner with Fallen Heroes Tattoo. They do Tattoo-a-thon the day before our run. So our run this year is September 21st. On September 20th, Fallen Heroes does Tattoo-a-thon. So it's $100 tattoos, you know, no bigger than like the bottom of a Coke can. Mm-hmm. And nothing too intricate. They're trying to get as much people in and out as possible. Mm-hmm. But $80 of that goes right back to Sue's Gift. Last year, they raised, I think, $23,000 in one day for Sue's Gift, which is just remarkable.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
So what tattoo did you get last year?
Actually, last year I got a really tiny one on my foot.
Wow.
But I got this one 2 years ago. And then right after I went through, you know, my cancer treatment and all that, I got this one. That was my first tattoo that they did.
Oh, that one had to hurt. She's got it right on the bottom wrist.
Yeah. So much more than I expected it to. Like, this is definitely the most painful one I had.
And that was your first one, and you still got some.
Well, I've got other ones. I had two before.
Oh, I thought you meant you got that one first.
No, this was the first one that I got at Tattoo-a-thon. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, I got two. I will say, I have one going on down my ribs, and this one hurt more.
Yeah.
And I've seen people cry of the ribs.
Yeah. I was like, I expected it to be really, really painful, but it wasn't that bad. And this one, I thought, oh, I made a mistake. Like, but I had to stay so still.
just stop at half of it.
Yeah, it was.
So you're getting another tattoo this year, then, correct?
I might, yeah.
You're number 4.
I got to figure out what I want. But I actually didn't plan last year's, but I saw they were doing these little hand poke tattoos. And so I thought, well, I've never seen that done. And
heck yeah.
There's
interesting.
I was at the Stick Figure concert, and these people were showing me this guy's Instagram here in the Springs. He does tattoos where it looks like it's thread.
Oh, those are so cool.
It looks so cool. There's some cool Mario ones on there, Alex. I have to show you after the show.
Yeah, it sounds painful. Yeah.
And then there's glitter tattoos as well, where you can put glitter in you.
I've seen those. Yeah, I kind of want to get one of those, but I don't know exactly what I want or where I want. That's my problem. I need to figure it all I first.
Yeah, the glitter's like sand. You can't get rid of it, so why would you want to permanently leave it on you?
Exactly. Yeah, that's horrible.
I don't know. I'm kind of on the opposite end. I love glitter. I mean,
oh god, no, it's a curse. Can't get it out of anything.
Yeah,
it's everywhere.
KRDO would be throwing us off the air if we would have thrown any kind of glitter in here.
Yeah, right. You're never coming back.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't leave. But that's okay, because, you know, they say leave a little sparkle everywhere you go,
so
right?
At that 5K, do you run the 5K?
Well, I typically walk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a 5K run, 3K walk. I'm more of a walker. I do have some family members that do run.
Cool.
We have,
yeah. Let's go, be
50-50, but
Yeah, he's gonna run it
A
with
couple
me.
years ago, I actually had a booth there. I helped head to
Nice.
toe about about 3 years ago, and they were giving 10-minute massages, and then
oh yeah,
2 years ago, I put my marketing business in there, and we also had some shirts that we were selling to folks on them.
So you're very familiar with this place.
Yeah, Brandy Nunes is a good friend of mine, and her husband Leo's went through his own cancer, which he'll be on the show later on in a future episode to talk about his journey. But we all have a woman that we love in our life, no matter if it's a mother, sister, grandmother, spouse. Like this doesn't get talked about enough compared to like breast cancer, and breast cancer has more survivors than this. Too.
yes, yeah. It's kind of one of those. We're trying to raise awareness so people do talk about it more. Try to break down the stigma of we shouldn't be talking about this, and it's the private parts, but you need to.
How do you get people to know more about you?
Well, I always put out, these are the symptoms, know what to look for. And I'm open to any question, really. I'm not an expert. I can only speak on, obviously my own background. But, I feel like the more you talk about it, the more it becomes something that's just another thing that you talk about. And it's not anything that you need to shy away from.
Yeah, the services y'all give are amazing, and a lot of people need to know about Sue's Gift.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. We're doing our best,
We need to
try
put
to get
the
out
name
there.
Yeah.
Every spot, everywhere that you can need us. We want to be there. Know us before you need us.
And Sue's Gift was started here in Colorado Springs, correct?
It was, yes. Sue DiNapoli actually was our namesake. She was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in the early 2000s, and there were no services here. She had to go to Denver for treatment. She had to go to Denver for a support group, which was women's cancers, which are basically breast cancer survivors. And she was the only one with gynecologic cancer, and she had recurrences. Nobody else was dealing with that, and she felt like she was bringing everybody down. And so she stopped going to the support groups. And after she passed, her family was just like, you know what, we need to do more for these women who are facing this type of cancer. And so they started here in the Springs and, started with ovarian cancer because that's what she had. And as time's gone on, they realized that there was a need for the support for the other gynecologic cancers. So now we support all gynecologic cancers, and we support the women across the state who are facing those cancers. There's a lot, especially like on the Western Slope, they have to drive into Denver also. So, with our mentors, you can reach them directly. We do Lunch and Learn series. So the people who can get together, we do one here in the Springs and one up in Denver. We also do handouts. So if you can't make it, but you still want to get that information, you can absolutely do that. We have a wonderful licensed clinical social worker who does blogs for our website. And, it just kind of gives you different coping skills because everybody needs coping skills all the time. And it's no different when you're just, stressed and worried all about the scans and tests you have done. So we're trying to hit all the spots.
I tell you, my little stresses are nothing now. Forget the Nintendo Switch 2. There are bigger things at hand.
You could just give me a Nintendo Switch too.
Yeah.
Oh wait, here I'm being selfish. My bad. Let's donate it to Sue's Gift.
There you go. There you go. Be right.
Yeah, we could auction that off. Everybody loves video games.
Yes. The charity comes
I've
out
found
now.
some people who are crazy who don't. So
It happens.
Yeah. Yes. But so is there any other kind of services? Because you said how you were doing holiday boxes at one point. So I imagine there are other kind of services that
We do.
stuff that you do.
We call them their Teal Good bags, which are the chemo support bags. So when you get diagnosed, you get a bag with a couple of things that can help you through chemo. Resources.
What's in that in a Teal
So,
Good bag?
like ginger chews, because there's a lot of nausea that happens with chemo. Soft socks, little hat.
Okay.
Teas, stuff like that. They'll kind of help you while you're going through it. And then, of course, like information about Sue's Gift. So when you're ready to reach out, we're here waiting for you.
That's amazing.
We do the holiday boxes.
Yeah.
We do at our run. We have survivor bags for all the survivors who are in attendance. They get a little extra, fun stuff from the sponsors that are at the run, or people who are just donating their items to help the survivors have a nice little treat on our run day, you know.
Well, we are out of time for our break here. How could someone reach out if they need to participate with the options that you guys do?
So you can find all of our information at suesgift.org. And, you know, if you're looking for events, if you're looking for blogs, everything is on there. There's still time to sign up for the golf tournament. We're looking for more players. If we can get to 100, we can close the course, and it'll be just Sue's Gift people out there. So
that'd be awesome.
Get to 100.
So, Selma, thank you for showing us what services looks like when it comes from the soul. If you know someone who needs help or wants to give back in a way that actually matters, definitely go to suesgift.org. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
And we are turning now to our break. I want to appreciate our sponsor, Brandy Pendleton with Pendleton Heating and Cooling. Right now, if you buy an AC, she gives you a free electric thermostat, or home smart thermostat, or an electric filter. And then, of course, Alex with Super Moving Brothers as well. Thank you for also co-hosting today. We'll be back after these messages.
I brought props.
Wonder if the other guest is here yet.
More props.
Support group, which was
That was
women to
plural,
cancer,
wasn't
which
prop,
basically
singular. And me and Hello Kitty are going to be recording.
Not loud.
Yes, it is.
Nope, not anymore. Thank you for tuning in. I took it away for you.
You did not take it away.
Yeah, I did.
There is no taking away. There's a paper down there for you.
Got him.
I'm seeing the senior center. I'm not seeing what you did.
That was a good one, Ruthie. Oh,
That's
my
not
gosh,
fair.
She's surgical.
Hey, I'm
Let's
not.
sit next to each other, okay?
Don't
We're trying to
remind
take
people.
calls. We're trying to take calls. Every time we turn around, he's doing this.
Especially when she has a bad customer and she's getting frustrated.
Rarely do I get frustrated,
Oh, God.
but there are moments.
A home advisor kept us from being frustrated.
Oh,
Because
at home advisor.
We had, what were they called? Where we get to dress up?
pajama day.
Like customer service week or something like that. He dressed up as Superman.
And who were you?
Brittany.
No.
I was Brittany.
I was Superman and you were.
Lois Lane. A.K.A. Brittany. They didn't like when I came in as Brittany.
No. So go home and change.
No.
No.
I was
What is on your outfit, on your shirt?
nothing.
Yeah, right.
I'm
Nothing.
I'm not even doing it. I'm pointing.
not even gonna look.
Since she hit me, she gets thrown off the show.
That's assault.
Like I said, she is late when she's the co-host, but on time when she's guest.
Early.
We are ready, and the break is ending in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you for coming back again and listening to the Small Business Showcase. I'm your host, B-Rad, along with my co-host, Alex from Super Moving Brothers. How you doing again?
What's up, world?
So our next guest is going to be Ruthie from Ruthie's Fantastical Bling. She's someone that's going to give you a little spark in your life. She brings the fashion that pops without breaking your wallet. Her pieces are bold, fun, and all about self-expression. Whether it's a night out or just making a statement on Zoom, she's got the bling that tells the world who you are, loud and proud.
That's right. We sparkle all day long, all day long. Yes. So, Ruthie's Fantastical Bling. My name is Ruthie, and thank you for having me.
Love the name.
Thank you.
Fantastical.
There's a story behind that.
Well, what's the story?
So, it's not fantastic. It's not magical. It's fantastical. So, it's a bit of both.
Yes.
And that's kind of stuck for years and years and years. Hey, shout out. We are relaunching, FYI, new business cards for those that, and I got a cute little mini banner. But we are relaunching officially. I've been with Paparazzi for 7 years this coming August. And it's all about helping people. It's figure out what their fashion sense is. It's $8 fashion jewelry. It's absolutely affordable, lead and nickel free. And I do live shows, I do vendor events, I do a lot of things.
Yeah.
So what made you decide that you wanted to go into the paparazzi business?
Oh, I was a customer first and foremost. And I purchased like Boku bling.
What is paparazzi?
So paparazzi is the brand name.
Okay.
It actually was started by two women who wanted to come up with fashion jewelry that was affordable and looked good. Didn't look chintzy, didn't look cheap, didn't look, you put it together and
like your
called
daughter
it pretty.
made it.
Yeah. So they came up with an idea, and thus Paparazzi $5 fashion jewelry was born. So 15 years later, I've only been with them going on 2019, 7 years. And yeah, the rest is history. I was a customer for many, many months, had a not great experience, found somebody else, and I was like, I probably could have joined, I don't even know how many times. She's like, yeah. So I made the decision to join and sell. And I did it part-time. Long story short, I was working full-time at Home Advisor and with the wonderful B-Rad.
Yeah.
I don't like thinking about those days.
Yeah.
But there's a story to it. So I would come in every day with my bling bag, and I was selling jewelry
At work.
at work.
Hustle.
And yeah, so I would do it on my breaks and stuff so that I wouldn't get,
Oh, don't lie. You didn't do it on the breaks. You be talking to a customer and making a sale.
I'd pass it under the table, under the desk. I'm like, there you go, there's your bling.
She sold to the manager while on a call with a customer cussing her out. She put on mute, put the headset down, sold it, and I'm sorry you feel that way, sir. Back to mute.
I know.
Hard to be mad when you just made a sale.
Everybody can afford affordable jewelry, right? So, unlike other places, like if you go, and I'm not knocking other places where you get fashion jewelry, but your hyperallergenics, guess what? They've got traces of lead and nickel in them. Places like Claire's, Macy's, anywhere you find fashion jewelry have traces of lead and nickel. Paparazzi does not.
And how is lead and nickel bad for you? I've never heard of that.
So if you have metal sensitivities, that's where your skin reacts, and you can have a rash, or you can break out in that weird green color.
Yeah.
That just means your body chemistry, your alkaline levels are a little bit too high, and so the metals don't agree with your body. So that's why people have metal sensitivities.
See.
And we don't.
So
We don't.
want to get called out on that green neck.
Nope.
Gotta get
Nope.
that lead and nickel free.
So, it's
Why
all...
did you choose to sell jewelry of all the things you could do out there?
Honestly, because I wore the jewelry and I was a customer and I liked what I saw and what I was wearing.
Yeah.
And I've done lots of direct sales, so those were not working for me. And I felt like this was something that would. And who knew? Here I am through trials, tribulations, highs and lows. I mean, it's direct sales, so you're not going to have a perfect day every day.
Yeah.
You're going to have peaks and valleys and, good days, not so good days. And I'm still slinging.
But you got to really believe in your product.
You do. I do.
I can tell you do.
Yeah. And so I'm a baddie bling. I'm bling baddie, bling boss, whatever you want to slice it.
So what would someone see if they were to go to one of your lives when you're selling your paparazzi? What's some of the things that they would see?
That right there.
We're on the radio. They can't see that. I'm talking about if they get on the Zoom.
But we're live right now, so yes, they can see the card for the interim.
No, we're not. We're live on the radio.
We
are live on the radio. They can't see anything. But if they were to go to Ruthie's Fantastical Bling on a Zoom, we're always going to see your goofy humor that you're showing on the radio right now.
On Facebook is my primary platform, but I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Where else am I? I'm all over social media. So you can follow my bling page, Ruthie's Fantastical Bling. I have a e-store, and I have a replicated website, and there is a difference between the two. The replicated website basically has new releases and all the jewelry that I don't have in my current inventory. My e-store is what I have in my inventory. And no, I don't have all of my pieces uploaded yet.
Why not?
Because it's a process.
And what would you say is your best-selling piece?
Oh, my goodness.
Or what trends the best right now?
So I do pay attention to trends. Trends are like super important.
Yeah, got it.
I carry a variety. So I've got literally everything from hair clips to clip-ons to urban. We have stuff for guys, just FYI.
Not that much stuff.
I do. I just don't always show it. But I actually,
Show it where?
on my lives.
Okay, now
on Facebook.
let's go back to that live. What exactly, if I were to go onto the live and watch you live right now, what would I see? What do you do on the live?
I would showcase mixed pieces. So and I do take requests while I'm live. If I have stuff already pulled, I have stuff already pulled, and I'll get stuff pulled for another live. So you're going to see a mix of rings, which are not something you have to have sized like other things.
That's weird.
So
that work?
Well, they have stretchy bands.
Oh,
And they
nice.
auto adjust.
Oh, nice.
Which is really cool.
Genius.
So you don't have to worry about sizing or it's too big, too little, that kind of thing.
Genius.
We have.
So it's like those old jewelry shows on the TV back in the day that old people would watch, is what they would see, where you would show a little ring
Are
and
you
show a necklace.
duplicating?
I didn't call her anything. I said those old jewelry shows that old people used to watch back in
Like
the day.
QVC and that kind of thing?
I didn't say Ruthie was old.
Oh, God, it was young people
But it's
on the
okay.
show. They were
So-
showcasing it. It was just old people watching.
Yeah, the jewelry shows late at night where they have the necklace
Oh, like
and
QVC.
call this number to
Those
get
kind of
that.
things,
So
yeah.
that's what your live is like.
It is. And so I put together a mix of all kinds of jewelry, from rings to earrings to necklaces, which the necklaces all have matching earrings. Bling on the arm is called arm candy, in case you didn't know that.
Arm candy. So
Arm
if I
candy.
were to grab
That's
it
right.
and
Arm
eat
candy.
it, I'm going to be able to get
No,
his candy.
it's not consumable. Sad, but
Well,
true.
that is false advertising.
It's arm
Don't
candy.
eat everything that's called candy.
That's a true statement.
Yeah.
We even have ankle bracelets. So we have seasonal bling. Like right now we are in spring, the tail end of spring going into summer. And then the fall winter bling is probably going to start launching late August.
Yeah, so ankle
September.
bracelets right now.
Ankle
huh?
bracelets,
Yeah.
starfish. This year, a lot of animals are trending.
Yeah, that's that beach jewelry.
Beach jewelry. So we also have fashion fix sets. So you've got your glimpses of Malibu, Simply Santa Fe, Magnificent Musing Sunset Sightings, and what's the fifth one?
Uh-oh, she drew a blank.
Fiercely Fifth Avenue. Fiercely Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
So the names stay the same, but the jewelry changes, and so those are monthly sets.
Is there a color of jewelry that sells the most? Because I've seen yellow jewelry, I've seen purple, I've seen you have a variety of colors, but is there a color that would you say, hey, sells the most?
I'm going to go with silver, and I tend to like silver personally, but silver and anything shiny and sparkly. It's all about who's on the live, truthfully. So if I have a lot of people that are, like, I learn to know my audience. So if they like rings, I'm going to show rings. If they like bracelets, I'm going to show arm candy. You know, it's just urban, I'm going to show urban. But it's all about knowing your audience. And that's what I like about what I do, is I customize the need for what they want.
So if I wanted something specifically, what are you going to customize for me being a Viking?
So I do have some urban pieces, and we have corded, and we've got, do you remember when Moana came out, the movie Moana?
No.
We're like, we didn't watch it.
No.
Oh,
We're in the wrong room.
but there's a necklace that he wore specific, and it looks like a little hook.
Okay,
So that would probably be, in my opinion,
nice.
quick thinking, that would be the closest to what you...
That was pretty
What?
good on the
As
spot.
Viking.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm going to be
I would rather have a rune.
Well, we have stones. We have stones.
A stone and a rune are, you know.
Well, not like a stone.
I had to
but
stop
like a
her. I've
crystal.
known her for so long. I have
Yeah,
to
he's
stop her.
always messing. No, it'd be like a
trying.
crystal stone.
She shows up on time, but she's a guest. But when
I
she's a
know.
co-host,
And he's
she's
never let me down, so there you go.
she just handed me $100 bill. That's why I do it.
Oh, goodness.
These
No.
guys are great.
So we are out of time. How can someone again reach out to your live and get in touch with you about this jewelry?
So follow me first and foremost on Facebook under Ruthie Ponkar Wakefield. It'll probably pop up as Ruthie Ponkar. All of my pages are linked to that page, so or you can go directly to Ruthie's Fantastical Bling. Follow me and watch for lives. When I get home, I'm probably going to do a flash live. Speaking of which,
Cool.
Well, and it's now $8 and not $5, correct?
it is.
Yeah.
It is because of the quality of the metals. They've
Yeah.
added rhodium, they've added sterling, and other better metals that are just better quality.
Perfect. Well, Ruthie, thank you for reminding us that style doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be unapologetically you. Hit up Ruthie's Fantastical Bling and treat yourself to something loud and legendary. And she is definitely a hoot on the those lives. So
Thank you.
our next guest is a guy who's turning skin into canvas and horror into community. Dominic from Hellraiser Tattoo. This shop isn't your typical walk-in. It's part haunted museum, part tattoo haven. Whether you're a horror fan, a tattoo junkie, or just looking for a piece that tells your story, Dominic is here to make your ink unforgettable. How you doing today, sir?
Good. Glad to be here. Always good to be here.
Love the name.
How you guys doing?
Yeah,
Doing great.
It's been a day already.
Well,
But I'm here, guys. I'm here.
Thank you for being again on the show. Last time we were on, you were still getting ready to do the grand opening and
Yeah.
getting through all the last things. You've been open for about a month and a half
About a month
now.
and a half now, yeah. And it's been a ride. I've had some bumps in the road. We're taking care of those things now. That was also part of this morning. So yeah, but on the other hand, it's a fantastic experience. It's better than when we've had other shops before. And, when you come out your front doors, you go into a parking lot, you find yourself in a parking lot, This one, when we come out our front doors, we find ourselves in the mall where there's lots of people going on, lots of families, lots of positive vibes, lots of businesses trying to get their stuff running. So,
Yeah. Cool. The mall, huh?
we're in the Citadel Mall, and we're right by the food court, so we're right across from GameStop.
They're
We can-
smelling all that food
You
while
know.
we sat to it. Like, man, I want to eat.
the pretzel spot is right across from us, so that's a hard one to fight every day. You know, I mean,
Getting
the
tattooed.
Spud is also a fantastic little restaurant. They got everything in there. Only thing they don't serve is pizza, but you also got pizza right around the way from there too. So
Isn't
you
the
know.
Spud like a place where they just make everything with potato, though?
No, it's not. They have
everything there.
they have cheeseburgers. They have they do have like the large potatoes, the stuffed potatoes. They do the fries. They do everything on the fries, but they also have like chimichangas. They got like burritos. They have everything in
Yeah,
there.
you would never know because the name kind of
Yeah,
turns
it kind
you
of
off.
throws you up.
Yeah.
Like unexpectedly, you think it's kind of like steak and bake. They just do, the big giant potatoes,
Yeah.
stuffed potatoes, and burgers.
Yeah.
But these guys do everything.
The
man.
steak and bake's got some good burgers there.
Bomb. Everything in there is good, man. Even the Korean barbecue spot is bomb. Like they got the bulgogi and the galbi in there too. Like, man, stop by and check out the
You
food
don't even
court.
got to leave the shop. You
Walk.
just chill there. all
1
day.
minute away,
Yeah.
1 minute walking, we're there, But then, if we want to walk around and check some stuff out too, there's so many cool spots in the mall that you wouldn't even think of. That there's a vintage store in there. They got like everything you
Yeah,
can think of,
but
just vintage. Like they even had a brown.
I remember
they
that
had a
store.
brown Raider coat in there that was the old starter jacket, and it was brown. I was like, why is it brown? He's like, they didn't make too many of those. He had to go for like $200 in there.
Yeah.
In a vintage store
Yeah.
though. But I mean,
It's vintage,
but I
man.
mean, yeah, they're gonna put that tag on it,
Yeah.
But,
it's super
you
cool
say
store
yeah,
still.
Citadel's got all the cool stuff, but your shops got some cool stuff. It ain't a typical
Oh yeah,
shop.
yeah. But I gotta show love. It's like a community.
So-
The mall's like a community.
I
Like
gotta
we all
check out
kind
your
of
shop.
feed off each other's events, and like the Zeal Church just had a huge event in the food court area.
Yeah.
And they were baptizing people. And if you wanted to get baptized that moment,
Holy
they'll
crap.
baptize you right there.
Did you get baptized?
No, I didn't. No. But I do know some gentlemen that were in the mall.
It's now heaven raised.
But there was people in there that I would not have expected that jumped in the mix. Like, there's a brother in there that runs the sunglasses right in the little kiosk in the middle.
Oh yeah, James.
And he jumped in.
Yeah.
He got baptized.
Nice.
So I was like, wow, okay, that's what's up, man. But
That's
they
cool.
had about 1,000 people surrounding this. I mean, on the top part, on the bottom part, every seat in the food court was full, and all those people, when they were done, spread out through the mall.
Yeah.
We had so many walk-ins, so many people that came in just from that. So Zeal Church is
That's awesome.
you know,
So
they
would
came
you
out
say being in the mall has increased the walk-in appointments that you have received?
supremely.
Yeah.
Like there's days I can't. I'm now it's hard because I got to find a new routine because I can't even. Some days I can't even check my messages
Nice.
from the time I get there to the time I leave. People
I know,
get mad
I've
at me
walked
like,
into his
if
shop
it's
and I'm
important,
like,
come
oh.
over and see me. You know where I'm at.
That's
You know where
good.
I'm stuck at.
Yeah.
I go to his shop the other day and I'm like, I don't see him. I message him. I walk around the mall and he's too busy to look. And
No,
he's like,
he was-
dude,
we
you
were
know
there.
where? He's like, you know where I'm chilling at.
He came in, he didn't see the greeter, and my greeter's out of town right now, so it's been us just kind of keeping up with the traffic.
Okay.
I mean, it's a killer to try to train somebody in one day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he came, he didn't see nobody like that. We were in the back chatting, brother. There's people in the radio station getting it in. Just
Yeah.
walk in. You really family, come in.
Yeah, busy, man. That's good.
Yeah, you
I
can walk
mean,
right into my area if I'm working. Come right up, move the curtain a little bit. Like, hey, Dom, I'm here.
That's awesome. Bring some of that life back to the mall.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
He's got a pool table in there. He's got arcade games in
man.
there.
I
He's
I just
got
put a bunch of lights over the pool table too, with a big skeleton hanging from it. Like all of them in the mix of the lights.
I gotta check this shop out. It sounds amazing.
We got
He's even
everything
got a
in
little
there.
area with a TV where you can sit and chill. So
Horror
literally,
movies playing nonstop.
Hellraiser,
Yeah, you know,
you don't need to get a tattoo.
Freddy,
if you-
Jason, you name it. It's called Hellraisers because I kind of liked the theme. I love the movie. Don't get me wrong. I love Pinhead. We got his autograph and everything in there too.
Be bad if
I
you
got
never
paintings
heard
in
of
there.
it. Yeah.
But it's the thing behind it. It's like that pleasure of pain. People are coming there literally to get tortured.
Ink
Yeah.
therapy.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
whatever you're getting there hurts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
From a piercing
Yeah.
to a large back piece, you're
Yeah.
going to be going through some pain.
Like everyone says, it's therapy.
Yeah, it's and they love it.
Yeah.
I was telling a friend of mine yesterday, I was like, brother, I got the best job in the world. I torture people for money and they love me for it. And then they love it so much that they come back and want me to torture them again and give me more money. So I was like, what other job do you get like that, you know?
Yeah,
Have you had
tell
anyone
got
tap
passion.
out?
Yes, we do a lot of tap outs, but we're switching up the game a little bit. I got some artists that still like to do the tap outs, but they got different prices. We all, you know, we're 1099s. Everybody's 1099, so I allow them to do their own specials based on what they
nice.
like. If I got an artist that wants to do watercolor specials because they love doing watercolor, I'm gonna let them do that.
Nice.
But we got right now, $500 is pretty much you can reserve an artist for the day,
Oh, cool.
noon to 8. And we're gonna spend all day together. We're gonna
man.
have lunch together in the middle. We're gonna go on our little safety meetings. We're gonna do our thing.
You gonna get whatever.
You know what I mean?
It's,
And we're gonna have a good time
Go
throughout
that
the day.
little
And
smoke
I'm gonna
session.
and I'm gonna
Says safety meetings.
and I'm gonna safety meetings. So we're gonna so we're gonna have the whole time. And I do a lot of work fast. You know what I mean? I don't rush, but I'd like to get in the zone. You know, after my meeting, I throw on some tunes. We going in, clean up. And let's jump in and just we ain't gonna stop for a while and people come out. A 3-hour piece to me is gonna get you like a quarter sleep.
Oh yeah.
You know, and if you're sitting there with me, you know, 6 hours of just chatting, and you know, we had a couple of hours of breaks and eating, and you know, taking a break, take a breather. You know, I'm starting to feel a little woozy. Get some water, brother. Get some water. I don't want you passing out on me.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a whole day of it. You know, it's gonna be fun. You're gonna have a memory. You're gonna have a whole time that you came out, and you're gonna be sore as hell the next day. You know, because you got a lot of work in that little time. And it's $500. Your money's gonna definitely stretch that day. You know what I mean? Like it's going.
I
You're gonna
showed
get
him
your money's
my
worth.
pinhead tattoo, and he's like, "Oh no, I gotta fix that."
God. And it's, you know, it's so bad now. Every time I think of him, I think of that piece on his leg, and it's like, oh my God, we gotta get to that guy soon.
That's awesome, man. And
He has
then
a crazy pinhead on his leg.
Yeah. I see.
He's seen it.
Got crazy pieces everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of our deals. $500 locks you in for the whole day. We just make a
you're-
whole day out of it and just get as much work as we can out of it.
You're a real cool guy too, so you could chill and hang out with you. It's not awkward.
We got like I said, in between sessions, if we ain't clicking like that, we ain't hanging out buddy
Right,
buddy.
yeah.
We got a free arcade in there. We got, you can jump on Street Fighter or X-Men versus Street Fighter. We got all that in there. No Mario, nah. But you might find that in the radio station because we also have a gaming that we do live streaming.
Oh, cool.
So in Syndicate Empire Radio, which is also inside Hellraiser Tattoo, we have a recording studio. We have gaming, streaming. We do live stream gaming, podcasting. All that is in
Don't
there.
you have is it like a Mario Kart or?
We have Atari.
You have some kind of tournament
We
coming
have an
up.
Atari. Oh,
It's Call of Duty. That's what it is.
Call of Duty tournament coming up. I can't remember the exact date for that. We got so much stuff going on, but it's coming soon, guys. Come check out Hellraisers, and we'll get you set up in the tournament. It's $10 to get in. You win $100, and you win a full day with me.
We need to do something with Super Movie Brothers because of what he has with his, business and your little Hellraiser tattoo is some kind of Mario contest.
Yeah.
And then do some kind of special with you moving in ink.
You must play a lot of Mario.
Yeah.
You try,
I got
He's
Bowser.
like, I know I can win
Trying
this.
to
So I'm
shark
gonna
I
get
got
him.
Bowser eating Mario on my legs. So yeah.
Yeah, see? We got to bust a Mario Kart tournament.
So I gotta ask a question, because owning a tattoo shop seems like everybody's dream. You're living the dream, but tell us something that, people wouldn't expect, something that you gotta deal with as a business owner.
Karens.
Karens!
But I mean, every business owner has Karens, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But mine get a little more entitled, you know what I mean? Look, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect, and I have a schedule sometimes I got to keep, but it's harder with me because as the owner, and I got these, I got the radio station, and we have 25 shows in the radio station as it is now.
Yeah.
And there's at least 2 people per show. Some have
We
more.
are out of time on that, but you'll be back on anyway.
I'll be back around, guys.
Yeah.
But in other words, it's not as bright as green on this side as it is the other. It is what it is. You make it what it is.
If you're ready to turn pain into something powerful, just walk in like a legend at Hellraiser Tattoo and speak to Dominic at the Citadel Mall. He'll get you taken care of, whether it's tattoos or piercings. We are out of time today for the show, so we want to thank everyone for watching and listening. And you guys have a great rest of your week, and take care and be safe.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.